Hello, and welcome to the video. Today, we will be assessing the Titan Eververse armor sets available in the archive section of the store. We recently just did our Hunter tier list. That was up a few days ago. Please go check that out if you are enjoying this kind of tier list content. If you are new here, please subscribe, like the video. Any kind of growth metric, I would love for you to help me with. You know, it is free. So again, thank you so much. Let's get straight into it. So, I forgot to mention this before, but I'm chucking in during edits. I'm ranking these not off of their theme, but off of their ability to be mixed and matched with other armor sets for their respective classes. I think basing the rankings off of theme alone loses value when you buy the set, because the theme will be broken up when you start to swap out pieces, if that makes sense. Alright, anyway, back to the video. We're going to go through in this order. There's no other fancy order, we're just going to go through here. Starting with the Couturier Titan bundle. So, this kind of bundle, it's a bit funny. I think a lot of people have problems with this bundle. And I've looked at it extensively, deciding if I want this kind of like high fashion look. And I think the only redeeming piece of this set is the chest piece. But even then, I think it's a bit of a reach. I like the space it creates. It's very cool, I want to say. But like the bagginess and everything else isn't great. Even the J's on his feet aren't fantastic. I don't think this set has many redeeming factors. I think this again is a cool standalone piece. I love the belt, but it would never ever ever fit into any other set that Titans can provide. Maybe like a Hunter, but their Couturier set is fantastic. And the helmet doesn't do anything. I think the Couturier Hunter helmet has a lot of value because it creates hood space. It gets rid of the hood. Whereas this one is kind of looks a bit like a Daft Punk helmet, but in like a bad way. So ultimately, I think Couturier Titan probably going to start off with like maybe a... I want to say 3. This thing isn't very redeemable. Not at all. Next, we have the Celestial Titan bundle, one that I do own, so I'll be a little bit more biased towards this. But to start off with, I'll start with pieces I don't like in this set. So the mark is cool, but I hate the belt. The belt, this shape the belt creates is incredibly unique, but similar to the Hunter set, a lot of these are not interchangeable with other pieces very easily. So the belt here is very hard to use this shape with a lot of other Titan-related sets. And I don't like it very much. The legs are very unique and fit very well whenever you use this helmet. The arms and the chest can be taken off, and the legs and the helmet will make an outfit look Minotaur-esque. You can put anything else in the middle there. It looks good. The arms, I do not like the space the arms create. I think they're a bit too... They don't pop out enough. If you have a big chest plate, they just kind of look really small, but in not a good way. And of course, the helmet's incredibly unique. I'm a big fan of this helmet. Granted, I don't use it very much, but I think it's very easy to apply this helmet to a lot of different sets and make the helmet makes the set. You know what I mean? And finally, this chest piece is turbo broken for Titan fashion. This chest piece has an almost perfect shape. The fur up here around the arms creates fantastic circular shapes. For example, with these arms, it's almost fucking perfect. It is so, so good. I love this chest piece. This chest piece alone, I think, carries this set close to, I want to say, a 7. I would rate Celestial Titan bundle, I want to say a 7. I think a 7 is a good fit. Forbidden Visage Titan. Now, this is a weird one. I think the arms are a bit too World of Warcraft-esque. I think they're a bit too big, which is difficult for me to say. It's difficult for me to say. I like big sets, but this feels like the shape it creates feels a bit too weird for me. The helmet, I'm not the hugest fan of. That's a good example. It is very much Warhammer 40k-esque. The shape the chest creates isn't optimal, but I kind of do like this little divot down here, but I think it comes out too far. And the legs, I think, are probably the most usable amongst a lot of other pieces of armor in the game. Maybe even the mark. The mark's very basic. But I don't fuck too heavy with this. I want to say it's probably close to maybe a 4. I think, maybe a 5. There's nothing inherently ugly with it. It's just not my thing. So I'll call it a 5. A 5 is a solid there. The Intrepid Titan bundle. So I have a massive love-hate relationship with this set. The chest piece is absolutely goated. This chest piece is very, very cool. The layering is fantastic. The spacing around the top shoulders are really good for helmets and shoulders. However, with this set, the whole idea is they're using like blue pieces and then upgrading it to like, you know, make it a little bit cooler. But these legs, they just didn't do a good job. The legs at top are so hard to shade correctly with like a chest piece. I don't like it. I think they stand out a bit too much. And the arms, The arms, they just don't work for me. I like the shape, but like when I really look at them, they're just not my thing. And the helmet again is also a blue or a green that they just kind of like changed a little bit. I don't know. I think the pieces that they went for in terms of the legs, the arms, and the helmet, like I think they just didn't go far enough in terms of like making it not seem like a green. The mark is also very good. It's a classic. It adds like a few pouches. I like the look it adds. A grenade. It's a solid mark, and it's a very, very solid chest piece. I'm going to rate it a 6 purely because of the value the chest piece creates. I think the arms, helmet, and legs are a bit lower, like a little bit low below average, and the mark is cool. So I think I'm going to rate it a 6 for that, just alone. The Luxe Titan bundle really is going for an aesthetic that I don't know if a lot of people want. So this is a toughie. Starting off with a chest piece, it's a vest, obviously, that it stands out a lot and doesn't it stands out a lot and doesn't mix with a lot of other sets in the game. So for that reason, it's obviously the centerpiece of this set as well. The arms are obviously only ever built to use this chest, and to a degree, so the legs. I mean, the legs can be used with a lot of other streetwear legs because it has like just completely fine boots. The fluoro is a bit much, but I'm sure a shader will deal with that. The mark is what? A jacket or some sort of safety device. Very also unique to the set, but not very universally usable. And the helmet is the only thing that makes this look like a Destiny character. I can imagine some people really, really, really love this Apple ingenuity design, but it's personally not my thing. I rate the set maybe a 4. I want to say a 4. Next up, the Future Facing Titan bundle. The Omelon set. So, first impressions. The asymmetry is kind of cool, and I do like the shape that these arms create. There is a lot of other circular, large pieces of armor that the arms can work with. Same thing with the chest. I like the shape it creates at the back here. I think the back's pretty cool. I think the branding, this is the same thing as the branding Hunter set. I feel like it takes away from the armor piece a little bit, but that's the whole idea. So that's just me not enjoying the theme that the Bungie designers created. I think the shape of this mark is fantastic, but again, the branding is a bit much. And the legs, overall, pretty cool. I love the semi-padding here and the full plating here. I like that you can see like the fabric in beneath the plates. In between, in the pocket here. It's fantastic. And the helmet, I like the shape of the helmet more than I like it front-facing. I don't mind this set, but it doesn't stand out to me as a fantastic set. I'm going to rank this one probably a 5. I think a 5. A lot of these pieces can be used for a lot of other things, but as a full set, I don't enjoy it all too much. The Empyrean Titan bundle. So I have a lot of regret buying this set. I just got back into the game when I bought this set, and I regret it so much. This set is just, I think there's another way to put it, it's just kind of ugly. So going from a top down, the helmet is almost unusable on any other piece of armor if you want it to look consistent. If you want consistency and like a smooth look, the shape it has, as well as this, it's just not great. It's ugly, but you have to like the fact that it's ugly. The chest piece is cool. I don't like this triangle. I like more fur on our characters. I think the chest piece is probably the strongest part of this set. Purely because the arms are great in concept, but when you actually wear them, they sit way too far off of the character model. This stance doesn't do it justice. But the shoulders fit so far off of the actual shoulders. They stand out way too much. The horizontal plane it creates is not fantastic. It's not great. The mark clips on almost everything that I've ever worn, with the exception of the legs that it comes with. Look at that. And this is a really basic set of legs. These legs have nothing really popping out. There's just slight indentations in the armor, and it still clips. It still finds a way. When there's a will, there's a way with this mark. And the legs are just... I think if this wasn't here, it'd be a lot cooler. I get the idea, but it's just not my thing. And shading this set is very hard. It's very hard. I do like that it's different colors per arm and per leg, but applying this... If you are not wearing the full set of armor that you buy with this set, with this bundle, then it's very hard to mix and match. And even though I own it, for that reason, I'm rating it probably a 4. It's so hard to mix and match. The Sunbreak Titan, another set that I do own. I think has some very strong strengths and some very weak weaknesses. So front-facing, the set looks really cool, but I do not like the space that the shoulders create. It's very hard to fill this space in with a chest piece or even a helmet. It is so artificially long here that it's not my kind of thing. When you look to the side, I don't like the space that this helmet creates for a lot of other sets that do not have this immediate rectangle shape to it. However, the chest piece is incredibly goated with the sauce. This chest piece, while very basic, fits to almost every other piece of Titan gear in the game. It is so fucking good. It's so universally available. Yeah, that's the word. It's so available to use in other sets that I have to rank it higher. The mark itself, I wish was a little cooler. I think the contrasting color here of like orange and brown to just white is a bit weird and feels unfinished. And the belt is okay. I think I like the parts of the back here more than I like the front, personally. And the legs are pretty classic, but at the same time, cool. Also, if you haven't seen this, it's a hammer. It's a hammer of soul. It's very cool. I'm going to rate Sunbreak Titan a 6, purely for the legs, chest piece, and mark. I think the arms and the helmet are not great and are not very usable outside of the set. But the chest is so universal, so is the legs, that I'm putting it as a 6. Universally. It's so usable with a lot of other sets is what I mean when I say universally. The Star-Crossed Titan bundle, for me, has a lot of yeses and it has a lot of nos. I love the general shape of this armor, and I love the indentations on, example, the arms. I have never seen anyone wear any pieces from this set before, and I don't know how it handles shaders. But from looking at this, I love the layering. I love what's happening with like on the skin compared to the armor plating. But without having seen other people use it, it's tough for me to apply shaders. I think a lot of these pieces are pretty universally usable, with maybe the exception of the legs. They stand out to me as a bit... They introduce a bit too many unique shapes. This chest piece can be used, even though it's a unique shape, to match a few other things. It doesn't seem to me like it'd be very hard. The arms are a very... I like the horizontal and the vertical space it creates, and the helmet's very seemingly very basic, very easy to use. I think I'll rate the Star-Crossed Titan bundle. Maybe I want to say a... You think you've seen it before? I've never seen this before. I've never seen this set before. For Siva stuff? Ooh, true. True, actually. I think I would rate Star-Crossed Titan bundle maybe a 6. I think it's slightly above average. I don't think it's great. I think it's... I think it's slightly above average. I would know if I love it immediately, but I don't love it immediately. Personally. I have to see you use it more often. Can you send me an outfit with it on? That'd be sick. Next up, we have the Dragonfly Regalia Titan bundle. I'm just going to say it. The only redeeming piece of this armor set is the arms. These arms can be used on a lot of recent sets. You could argue the legs as well, but... probably the legs as well. But the chest piece looks like, again, a nobody from Kingdom Hearts. The mark, the shape around the belt is just kind of weird. I like the actual cloth, but the shape around the belt is just not my thing. And the helmet is just... It's cool in concept, but I don't think I like it. Because a lot of this just can't... There's only one other set, the Grasp of Avarice set, that any of this can like, be put onto. Oh, this and the Caress of the Falling Star ornament. The one from the 30th anniversary. Are the only things that this can mix match with. So for that alone, because I don't like the whole set as a general, I'm rating it probably a 3. Maybe a 4 on a good day, but probably a 3. I think probably a 3. The Hardy's Titan bundle. This is a toughie, because I rated the Hunter one pretty high because the story alone. I think the chest piece, the legs, and as an extension, the mark, but not really, because it's really janky. That looks... It's actually not designed straight. Are you seeing this? I think the helmet... Sorry, the chest and the legs are very cool thematically. I think if the shoulders were a little bit smaller, I would like them a lot. If they didn't pop out as much. The helmet is really bad. The helmet thematically looks cool, but like... It's just like, visually... it's just not there. In terms of helmets that look like astronaut helmets, it's just not there. And again, I guess, sorry, no, I do understand it's meant to be from the Golden Age, but it's just not it. I think they messed the shoulders up, I think they messed the helmet up, and they messed the mark up very clearly here. I'd rate it a 4. I'm going to say a 4. This skew is going to be really fucked up, by the way. Omega Mechanos Titan Bundle. So, the Garden of Salvation set. This one's kind of tough. The Omega Mechanos Titan Bundle, to me, fits in a weird spot. I think the chest piece comes out too much at the front here. It just makes his chest look uneven. The arms are obviously very small and have, like, length attached to them in different ways, so it just makes his arms look small. The legs are incredibly basic. There's nothing special about these legs. So they are the most classic Titan legs ever. And the helmet is pretty cool. I like the helmet a lot. I like the theme of what this is going for. Oh, and the mark is not great. I think it's a below average mark. I think the arms can be used in a good way. I think if you're smart with how you built this. I don't like the chest piece. The legs are the most neutral Titan legs ever created. I think the strongest piece of this set is the helmet because of the theme and the size, the space it creates. I can't decide if I like the arms or not. I'm gonna rate the Omega Mechanos Titan. I rate this probably a 4. Like, it's just most of this is irredeemable. The chest is just too big, and there's other chests that do it better. Oh, that's not entirely true. 5. I'm rating it a 5. 5. I'm rating it an average. It's average. And finally, the Optimacy Titan Bundle. So I think the strongest part of this set is the helmet, and the weakest part is the arms. I think the mark is fantastic. I love the triple design at the back here. It's very basic, but it can be applied to a lot of sets. The legs are a bit too basic, and the no padding, there's no armor here at all. It barely fits into any other Titan pieces. The space that the arms create are a bit too big. The chest piece is kind of cool. I think the chest piece is... Oh, it's got fur around the neck. I hate that. Like, I understand the regality of this armor. I really do. But I think that the arms don't do it justice. I think the chest is very good. I'm sure it takes shaders very well. And the helmet can be used in other sets. I think that's a cool helmet. Yeah, 100%. I think the arms are the worst part of the set. The legs don't stand out enough. The mark's good. Chest is good. Helmet's good. I rated a 6. I rated a 6. Well, 6 5s 4s. I think there was 1 3. Like, none of these sets are fantastic. That was the point I made in the Hunter video. Like, none of these sets are like, holy let's fucking go. None of them are like that. They're all just like, have some strengths and have a lot of weaknesses, I feel. Like, going through them all right now. The Couturier, the only redeemable piece is the chest. Celestial Bundle, on average, is completely fine, but the chest is the best piece. The helmet can be used to make... The helmet and the legs can be used to make any set look like a Minotaur set. The Forbidden Visage, I think the chest comes out too much. The arms and the chest, I think, are the weakest part of that set. The helmet's kind of unique, but I don't hate it. The mark's bad. The Intrepid Titan Bundle, the chest piece has such high value because of how fucking cool it is. But the head is just a blue, made a bit worse. The legs are a blue, made a bit worse. And the arms, I feel like, have very, very niche users. The Lux Titan Bundle, the only redeemable piece is the helmet. The Future Facing, I had a really hard time with. Same thing as Starcross Titan Bundle, so I put them both as 5. I think they both have great usage, but the mark, like the sponsorships on this one, make me vote it a bit lower. And something about this just doesn't click the right way for me. I think I put that as a 6 though. Empyrean is ugly. It's a 4. I've bought this accidentally. I didn't mean to buy it. I mean, I did mean to buy it. I just didn't know it was ugly at the time. I thought the arms would be cooler, but they sit so far out. The Sunbreak Titan is probably one of the strongest because the chest piece has infinite value. It's universally used on every other pieces of Titan gear. Same thing as the legs. The helmet's probably okay. I think the helmet's okay. The arms I don't like very much. Bad, mid, slightly above average. The hardest fashion is okay. That depends on like how you view or how you value the themes that each class creates. The Warlocks obviously create a lot of themes involving spellcasters or wizards, scientists. The Titans obviously create a lot of knight-themed outfits, like high knight regality type of thing, or like straight up just army soldier. and the hunters create a lot of ranger or cowboys or like a lot of leather-bound, traditionally dexterous sets. So it depends on how you value that. I find it the hardest currently to relate to Warlock fashion is the best way to put it. I'm having a hard time relating to the theme of a lot of the Destiny Warlock outfits is the best way to say it. I think that none of them are bad, but I think some of them, it's only hard depending on how you value things. Right now for me as Warlock, I'm having a lot of hard time with the Warlock right now. So I missed out on the last one, the Desolation Diver set. So I've done a short about this on TikTok. My general idea of this is I love everything that's going down in a line here. The arms are bad. The asymmetry is, I get the idea, but the asymmetry is so powerful here in terms of vertical space and horizontal space created that it's really hard to find a chest piece or a helmet that matches it properly with space to make it look consistent, like a consistent shape. I love, obviously, the chest, the shield on the back is incredibly goated. The helmet is surprisingly pretty universal. The chest piece is very, I love the straps. It's very good. It's very universally used. If anything, a little bit on the smaller side. And the legs, surprisingly, is also very usable because it looks like classic knight attire. So there's a lot of knight sets this works to. Furthermore, the mark is just good. It's just like, it seems like a lot, but it applies to so many different things, knight themed specifically. That I think overall, this set, probably a 7. I think the arms drag it down, but I think it's 7. Okay. Alright, so tier list time. We've labeled things. S is 10. Again, with how rare a perfect is, we haven't seen a 10 before. The closest we got was an 8, I believe, from the Lux Hunter bundle. But other than that, let's get it started. With an absolutely shit set, the Dragonfly Regalia, I think, is a 3. I think it's a 3. I think it's bad. I think it deserves to be there. Again, the only redeemable is the arms, maybe the legs, maybe the helmet, but it's a 3. Next up, another 3, Hardy's Titan Bundle. The lore is fantastic around the whole first Golden Age, like, you know, space people. And the chest is okay, the legs are okay, but everything else is irredeemable about that set. It's just not great. The Celestial Titan Bundle, I believe, is a 7. I think overall, the whole set ties together pretty well. The chest is one of the best Titan chests to create shape for shoulders and heads. That is a fact. The helmet and the legs can be used to transform any other chest piece and arms into a Minotaur-like look. It's just very good. And as a whole set, it's okay. My only downsides of the mark isn't great. The shape around the belt isn't good, and the arms are a bit small. The Couturier Titan Bundle is another 3. Fuck it. It's a 2 now. It's not good. There's no redeemable factors about this except for the chest piece, which again can only have some very niche uses. This is a bad set. It is bad. Don't argue with me. It's just bad. The Desolation Diver set, I believe, is a 7 alongside Celestial Titan, if not a little bit better. I think the helmet, chest, legs, and mark are all really, really good, and the arms are the only thing letting it down. I think the helmet, chest, legs, and mark are almost universally used in other knight-themed sets, as well as the Sentinel shield on the back just being perfect. You know what I mean? It's just good. The Empyrean Titan... Okay, if you got this far, and I have that in the editing process, I actually put that in the video, comment saying I saw the freak out, and I'll appreciate it. That's a little one between you and me. It's between you and me, baby. The Empyrean Titan bundle, I originally bought thinking it was cool, but I was incredibly duped. The arms stick out way too far. The shape of the chest is kind of bad. The legs look horrible. The helmet is just ugly. It's an armor set for radio. I think it's a 3. Because the arms, it's a very World of Warcraft-esque arms. Fuck it, it's a 2. I think it's a 2. I think it's a 2. Like, now that I think about it, it's just, there's nothing redeemable about it, really. Like, the helmet's bad, the chest is kind of... The only cool thing about the chest is the fur. But the chest shape is really hard to use. The shoulders come way too far out. The mark clips into everything. And the legs are also incredibly hard to use for anything else. You have to wear this set as a whole. And if you wear this set as a whole, you're committing to looking ugly. So, I think it's a 2. The Forbidden Visage Titan bundle, I believe, is also a 4. The arms are World of Warcrafty. I think the only redeemable factors of this is the helmet, possibly. And the legs. The mark is okay. It's very neutral. The chest piece shape is kind of okay, but when you look at it from the side, it's just like, it's very weird. It's very weird. I'm not a huge fan of this set. I think it's a 4. I'll see you next time, Rossberry. Have a good time. Future facing Titan bundle, I think, is a 5. I think it sits straight in the middle of an average set. I think if you got rid of the sponsorships on it, the Omelon set stuff, it'd be a 6. But I think the shapes that all of the pieces create are very good. Or they're very easily applicable shapes to a lot of other pieces of gear. I like it. So I'm putting it a 5. I don't think it's much above a 5. I think it's average. I think nothing about it stands out to me as fantastic. The Intrepid Titan bundle I'm putting as a 6 because the chest piece is absolutely goated with the source. But unfortunately, I think that the helmet, the arms, and the legs drag it down a little bit. They are, again, it's just a blue set, which I get as a whole idea, but they don't make it look cool. Like, the original blue pieces of those legs and that helmet look better than this one does, which you spend real life money on. So, I'm putting it a 6 just because of the chest piece alone. Lux Titan bundle is a 2. It's, the helmet's the only thing that can be used from this set. Everything else is like, if you dare apply anything happening in this set to anything else except for this set, you're just going to have a bad time. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Not a fan. Omega McGinnis, I'm putting as a 5. I think the concept is very good. The helmet's fantastic. The shape that the chest creates is a bit weird. I don't like how elongated the chest piece goes, and it makes the arms seem small because, like, the extra armaments on the arms are attached onto them, onto the shoulders, sorry. So you can still see the relative armor shape when you're in game. It just doesn't make the upper body, like, shape look fantastic. And the legs are okay. Like, they are the most basic legs ever, and the mark is below average. I'm putting it here as a 5 purely because the theme's good, the helmet's good, and you could use it. Like, it is interchangeable with other, like, Vex-themed sets to make it work. The Optimacy Titan bundle I'm putting as a 5 as well because the helmet and the chest are pretty cool. The legs are okay, the mark is good, and the arms are not great. So, I think none of the pieces stand out to me as, like, great standalone pieces, but they can be swapped out pretty universally for a lot of other Titan Regal sets, I think, and you should be pretty much okay. The Star-Crossed bundle, I'm going to put as a low 6. I'm going to put as a low 6 because I believe that when I look at this set, nothing stands out to me as fantastic. I love the shape. It's a very unique set. The layering is good, but when I look at it, I'm just not excited. I think the runes on the arms are fantastic. I love the vertical and horizontal space the arms create, but I'm just not excited when I look at it. So I'm putting it as a 6. I know that it's probably good, but I just don't, it doesn't click with me. It doesn't click. And finally, the Sunbreak Titan bundle. I'm going to put it as an 8. Actually, I'm moving it up from a 7 to an 8. Because the chest piece is probably the best Titan chest piece to use, like, universally. I keep saying that word today, but it can apply to almost every other Titan piece in the game, and it looks good. The shape is fantastic. The bandolier is fantastic. The arm shape isn't great, but the legs are really good. The mark is good, and the helmet shape's a bit weird. But I genuinely believe the arms and the legs... Sorry, I genuinely believe the chest and the legs carry the set enough to an 8. I think it just hits an 8. Yeah, I'm happy with this. So, it goes an 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Those are my rankings. Those are the rankings. Nothing hitting a 9 and nothing hitting a 10. I think the only 9 that we have is the Lux Hunter set, I think. But the Titan's very negatively skewed. Not a great plethora of Eververse armor for the Titans. It's a real shame. If you didn't make it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you didn't make it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have liked or subscribed. I hope you have a fantastic afternoon. This is on stream, so I think they're all chilling anyway, but thank you so much.